Hello everyone, this is your energy healer Ritika. I welcome you all to the book study session of Autobiography of a Yogi. So today we'll be doing chapter 9 of Autobiography of a Yogi. So let's begin. Yeah, chapter 9, The Blissful Devotee and His Cosmic Romance. Before starting this chapter, let me give a background that we had done. We studied about various saints, perfume saints, and then the invisible saint, saint with the two bodies. And then we also came to know about Jagdish Chandra Bose, a great scientist, his input in the field of science, his contribution in the field of science. So, and at the same time, when Guruji is having all these experiences, he's also saying that, till now he's not satisfied. He has not found his spiritual guru. And deep down, he knows that the saints that he has met are not his spiritual guru. And he has visions about his spiritual guru, like how he would look, how he would, his appearance will be. So he had some glimpse in his visions. And yes, one more thing, Guruji was a very curious one as a child, as a teenager. That is quite evident in this book. Questioning, reasoning, logic, little bit of fear. So, yes, let's begin. Chapter 9, The Blissful Devotee and His Cosmic Romance. Okay. Little sir, please be seated. I am talking to my Divine Mother. So, the blissful devotee and his cosmic romance. Now, this is a line. Little sir, please be seated. I am talking to my divine mother. Silently, I had entered the room in great awe. The angelic experience of Master Mahasaya fairly dazzled me. With silky white hair and large lustrous eyes, he seemed an incarnation of purity. His upraised chin and folded hands apprised me that my first visit had disturbed him in the midst of his devotions. His simple words of greeting produced the most violent effect my nature had so far experienced. The bitter separation of my mother's death, I had thought the measure of all anguish. Now, an agony of separation from my divine mother was an indescribable torture of the spirit. I fell moaning on the floor. Little sir, quiet yourself. The saint was sympathetically distressed. Abandoned in some oceanic desolation, I clutched his feet as the sole raft of my rescue. Holy Sir, by intercession, ask Divine Mother if I find any favor in her sight. This promise is one not easily bestowed. The master was constrained to silence. So we knew over here that earlier he had, he had a lot of anger and he had a lot of pain of losing his mother. So then when he visited some saints in his experience, he got to know that, now is the time to connect to the Divine Mother. So, as per my understanding, what I am understanding over here, like he thought there will be, some physical person or physical, motherly figure. But he did not saw anything like that. And he was again in very much of pain. So over here, this line, this promise is one not easily bestowed. The master was constrained to silence. Beyond the reach of doubt, I was convinced that Master Mahasaya was an intimate converse with the Universal Mother. It was deep humiliation to realize that my eyes were blind to her, who even at this moment were perceptible to the faultless gaze of the saint. Shamelessly gripping his feet, deaf to his gentle remonstrance, I besought him again and again for his intervening grace. I will make you plead to the beloved. The master capitulation came with a slow, compassionate smile. What power in those few words that my being should know release from its stormy exile. Sir, remember your pledge. I shall return soon for a message. Joyful anticipation rang in my voice that only a moment ago had been sobbing in sorrow. Descending the long stairway, I was overwhelmed by memories. This house at 50 Amherst Street, now the residence of Master Mahasaya, had once been my family home, scene of my mother's death. Here my human heart had broken for the vanished mother, and here today my spirit had been as though crucified by absence of divine mother. Hallowed walls, silent witness of my grievous hurts and final healings. My steps were eager as I returned to my Gurpur home road. Seeking the seclusion of my small attic, I remained in meditation until 10 o'clock. The darkness of the warm Indian night was suddenly lit with wondrous vision. So now he already had this pain of losing his mother. So now he was not able to connect to Divine Mother. This, earlier it broke his, human heart losing mother, and then now his spirit is being broken now because he is not able to connect to Divine Mother. My steps were eager. The darkness of warm Indian night was suddenly okay. Hallowed in splendor, the Divine Mother stood before me. Her face tenderly smiling was beauty itself. Always have I loved thee, ever shall I love thee. The celestial tones still ringing in the air, she disappeared. The sun on the following morning had hardened, hardly risen to an angel of decorum. When I paid my second visit to Master Mahasaya, climbing the staircase in the house of poignant memories, I reached to his fourth floor room. The knob of the closed door was wrapped around with a cloth. A hint I felt that saint desired privacy. As I stood irresolutely on the landing, the door was opened by Master's welcoming hand. I knew at his holy feet. In a playful mood, I wore a solemn mask over my face, hiding my divine elation. Sir, I have come very early, I confess, for your message. Did the beloved mother say anything about me? So, the way Divine Mother could connect was through Master Mahasaya. So, when he directly, Guruji was not able to directly connect to Divine Mother, he has to get his messages through Master Mahasaya. So, that broke his spirit. Like, he cannot connect to her physically. His biological mother, he lost her, and now when it comes to connect to Divine Mother, he is not able to connect. He has to be dependent on Master Mahasaya. So now he has come here to say, like, what message have you got? Mischievous little sir, not another remark would be made. Apparently, my assured gravity was unimpressive. Why so mysterious, so evasive? Do saints never speak plainly? Perhaps I was little provoked. Must you test me? His calm eyes were fully understanding. Could I add a single word this morning to the assurance you received last night at 10 o'clock from beautiful mother herself? Master Mahasaya possessed control over the floodgates of my soul. Again I plunged prostrate at his feet, but this time my tears welled from a bliss and not pain past bearing. Think you that your devotion did not touch the infinite mercy, the motherhood of God that you have worshipped in forms both human and divine, could never fail to answer your forsaken cry. Who was this simple saint whose least request to universal spirit met with sweet acquiescence? His role in the world was humble, as befitted the greatest man of humility I ever knew. In this Amherst Street house, Master Mahasya conducted a small high school for boys. No words of chastisement passed his lips. No rule and ferule maintained his discipline. Higher mathematics, indeed, were taught in these modest classrooms, and a chemistry of love absent from the textbook. He spread his wisdom by spiritual contagion rather than impermeable precept. Consumed by an unsophisticated passion for Divine Mother, the saint no more demanded the outward form of respect than a child. I am not your guru. He shall come a little later, he told me. Through his guidance, your experiences of the divine in terms of love and devotion shall be translated into his terms of fathomless wisdom. Now, this Master Mahasaya is telling him that he is not his guru and his time has not come. He'll meet his guru little later. So, you should wait for that time. He will guide you through all these things, through experiences of divine in terms of devotion and love. So you need to wait for your guru. So you understand, this is so amazing, means you know your purpose, things that you need to understand, things that are important for you will understand through your spiritual guru and not through any other saints or gurus. And I feel like being a spiritual aspirant, deep down you have this gut feeling, who is your spiritual guru. you know a lot of time I've seen people when they see some very powerful guru, so they to get that wow experience, or to get that magical experience, they just follow, or they just get inclined towards them. But I don't think so it should happen like that. You should always listen to your internal voice which says, like you know is this saint your guru or not. So let's continue. Just a second. Yeah. Hmm. Okay. Every late afternoon, I betook myself to Amherst Street. I sought Master Mahasaya's divine cup, so full that its drop daily overflowed on my being. Never before had I bowed in utter reverence. Now I felt in an immeasurable privilege even to trade the same ground which Master Mahasaya sanctified. Sir, Please wear this champak garland I have fashioned specially for you. I arrived one evening holding my chain of flowers, but shyly he drew away, repeatedly refusing the honor. Perceiving my hurt, he finally smiled consent. Since we both devotees of Mother, you may put the garland on this bodily temple as offering to her who dwells within. His vast nature lacked space in which that egotistical consideration could gain foothold. So now, he said, as a gesture of love, he made this champak garland for him, and then he said, I want to give it to you, but he was very shy. So he have, very beautifully these words it is written over here that, you can put the garland in this bodily temple or thinking that you're offering it to the, Divine Mother. So over here, here's a picture of two brothers of Therese Newman. I stand with them in corner strip, Bavaria. Okay. So Master, here's a picture of Master Mahasaya. Yeah, I think it is a sketch. Ever engrossed in his blissful cosmic romance. Let us go tomorrow to Dakshineshwar temple. This is in Calcutta. Let us go tomorrow to Dakshineshwar temple, forever hallowed by my guru. Master Mahasaya was a disciple of a Christ-like master, Sri Ramakrishna Paramhans. The 4-mile journey on the following morning was taken by boat of Ganga. We entered nine-doomed temple of Kali, where figures of Divine Mother Shiva rest on a varnished silver lotus, its 1,000 petals meticulously chiseled. Master Mahasaya beamed in enchantment. He was engaged in his inexhaustible romance with beloved. As he chanted her name, my unraptured heart seemed shattered into 1,000 pieces. So, when you go to Dakshineshwar, so over there, we entered the nine doomed temple of Kali. So, nine, you can see there's a chain of temples. Means small, 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 many many statues are there. So they went over there. We strolled later through the sacred presence, halting in a tamarisk grove. The mana characteristically exuded by this tree was symbolic of heavenly food. Master Mahasaya was bestowing his divine invocation continued. I sat rigidly, motionlessly on the grass amidst the pink, feathery tamarisk flower, temporarily absent from the body. I soared in a supernatural visit. This was the first of many pilgrimages of Dakshineshwar with holy teacher. From him I learned the sweetness of God in the aspect of mother or divine mercy. The childlike saint found a little appeal in the father aspect or divine justice. Stern, exacting mathematical judgment was alien to his gentle nature. He can serve as an earthly prototype for the very angels of heaven. I thought fondly watching him one day at his prayer. Without a breath of censure or criticism, he surveyed the world with eyes long familiar with the primal purity. His body, mind, speech, and action were effortlessly harmonized with the soul simplicity. My master told me, shrinking from personal assertion, the saint ended any sage counsel with this invariable tribute. So deep with his identity with Sri Ramakrishna that Master Mahasaya no longer considered his thought as his own. So we can see over here that Master Mahasaya, he had such a soft nature. His entire being was so gentle, so soft. Like, Guruji was very fond of him. Even if he's around him, he made sure, means till the time he was there, he made sure once he visit him in a day. And even a drop of his energy was in him. He was liking it very much. My master told me, shrinking from, yeah, and over here, this line, like, he has no longer considered his thought as his own. Hand in hand, the saint and I walked on evening on the block of his school. My joy was dimmed by the arrival of conceited acquaintance who burdened us with lengthy discourse. I see this man doesn't please you. The saints whispered to me, was unheard by the egotist, spellbound by his own monologue. I have spoken to Divine Mother about it. She realizes our sad predicament as soon as we get the yonder red house. She has promised to remind him of more urgent business. My eyes were glued to the sight of salvation. Reaching its red gate, the man uncountably turned and departed, neither finishing his sentence nor saying goodbye. The assaulted air was comforted with peace. Another day was found. Another day found me walking alone near the Havra railway station. I stood for a moment by a temple, silently criticizing a small group of men with drum and cymbals who were violently reciting a chant. How undevotionally they use the Lord's divine name in mechanical repetition. I reflected, my gaze was astonished by the rapid approach of Master Mahasaya. Sir, how come you are here? The saint, ignoring my question, answered my thought. Isn't it true, little sir, that beloved's name sounds sweet from all lips, ignorant or wise? He passed his arm round me affectionately. I found myself carried on his magic carpet to the merciful presence. So now, while he was traveling, he was walking near Havra railway station. He saw there's a small group. They were, with the drums, they were reciting some chant, and Guruji did not like. He felt like, um, why are these people chanting without even, knowing the essence of the chant? So then, out of nowhere, Master Mahasaya appeared, and he did not answer his question. He did not, visit. He answered his thought, and he said, God's name feels sweet on all lips, whether ignorant or wise. And he used to address him like little sir. So, and then he put his arm around him affectionately, and he just got carried away with his energy. Would you like to see some bioscopes? Hmm. Would you like to see some bioscopes? This question one afternoon from Master Mahasya was mystifying. The term was then used in India to signify motion pictures. I agreed, glad to be in his company in any circumstances. A brisk walk brought us to the garden fronting Calcutta University. My companion indicated a bench near the Goldighi or pond. Let us sit here for a few minutes. My master always asked me to meditate whenever I saw an expanse of water. Here, its placidity reminds us of the vast calmness of God. As all things can be reflected in water, so the whole universe is mirrored in the lake of the cosmic mind. So my Gurudeva often said, soon we entered a university hall where lectures was in progress. I proved abysmally dull through varied occasionally by lantern, slide illustration, equally uninteresting. Sir, this is the kind of bioscope the master wanted me to see. My thoughts were impatient, yet I would not hurt the saint by revealing boredom in my face. But he leaned towards me confidentially. I see, little sir, that you don't like bioscope. I have mentioned it to Divine Mother. She is in full sympathy with us both. She tells me that the electric light which now go out and won't be relit until we have a chance to leave room. As his whisper ended, the hall was plunged into darkness. The professor's strident voice was stilled in astonishment, then remarked, the electrical system of this hall appears to be defective. By this name, Master Mahasaya and I was safely across the threshold. Glancing back from corridors, I saw that the scene of our martyrdom had again become illuminated. Little sir, you were disappointed in the bioscope, but I think you will like a different one. The saint and I was standing on the sidewalk in front of university building. He gently slapped my chest over the heart. A transforming silence ensued. Just as the modern talkies become inaudible motion pictures when the sound apparatus goes out of order. So the divine hand, by some strange miracle, stifled the earthly bustle, the pedestrian as well as the passing trolley cars, automobiles, bullock carts, and iron wheeled hackney carriage were all in noiseless transit. As though possessing an omnipresent eyes, I beheld the scenes which were behind me, and to each side, as easily as those in front, the whole spectacle of activity in that small section of Calcutta passed before me without a sound, like a glow of fire dimly seen beneath a thin coat of ashes. A mellow luminescence permeated the panoramic view. My own body seemed nothing more than one of many shadows, though it was motionless while the others flitted mutely to and fro. Several boys, friends of mine, approached and passed on. Though they had looked directly at me, it was without recognition. The unique pantomime brought me an inexpressible ecstasy. I drank deep from some blissful fount. Suddenly, my chest received another soft blow from Master Mahasaya. The pandemonium of the world burst upon my unwilling ears. I staggered as though harshly awakened from a gossamer dream. The transcendental wine removed beyond my reach. Little sir, I see you found the second bioscope to your liking. The saint was smiling. I started to drop in gratitude on the ground before him. You can't do that to me now. You know God is in the temple also, in your temple also. I won't let Divine Mother touch my feet through your hands. If anyone observed the unpretentious master and myself as we walked away from the crowded pavement, the onlookers surely suspected us of intoxication. I felt that falling shades of evening were sympathetically drunk with God. When darkness recovered from its nightly swoon, I faced the new morning, bereft of my ecstatic mood, but ever enshrined in the memory of Safak, son of Divine Mother, Master Mahasaya. So the last paragraph, trying with poor words to do justice to his benignity. I wonder if Master Mahasaya and others among the deep vision saint whose paths crossed mine knew that years later, in the Western land, I would be writing about their lives as divine devotees. Their foreknowledge would not surprise me, nor I hope my readers who have come thus far with me. So now he's saying, he had this very mystical experience with Master Mahasaya, and he told him that he'll show him a bioscopic movie. By bioscope, bioscope is basically a moving picture. So he took him to a pond, and then he just pressed, just patted in his chest, and then he had this. Different sense of, you can say, he felt something very mystical, and then he did it for the second time, and all these experiences was happening in a place near Calcutta University, where there was this pond. And what he is saying that all these saints, all these masters did not means he himself was not knowing that he is going to talk about them in the West, and he is going to write about them. So all these things are being carried by him. So yes, this was chapter 9, and now in the next chapter, which we'll be seeing, I meet my master Sri Yukteswar. So finally, in chapter 10, he is going to meet his master, Master Yukteswar. So I hope you all are liking this book reading session. Um, and yes, do continue the book reading session. And if you have any suggestion, any query, you can just, you can write it. So thank you for watching. Have a great day. Bye.